Josh, I told you to quit pulling on that damn thing. As you can see, we're fishing out here at Lake Nelson in center North Dakota. We're after the bigmouth bass. Josh just got hung up for about the 18th time. pulled that crankbait off there and hit me in the damn arm. Josh, won't you tell everybody what a great bigmouth bass fishing guide I am? How many you caught today?
30 apiece, yeah. 30 apiece.
And what time you got?
7:03 a.m. Eastern.
Yep, that's 90 bigmouth bass in about an hour and a half. It's about standard for T-roads and a Lake Nelson fishing trip here in early July. Before we move on with the show, I want to point out a few things about the way we bass fish around here. No nets in the boat. If you want to use a damn net, why don't you just go out and buy you a big ass net and throw it out there and pull it in? We don't carry a net in the boat. And we practice the catch and release program 100%. If it's a damned old pike, you gotta poke holes in him so he looks like a piece of Swiss cheese, and then you can throw him back. As we pointed out, we're doing pretty good here. Bruce just released a nice 5-pounder.
Couple of them, as a matter of fact.
Bigmouth bass, not them damned old pike. We ain't caught one of them yet. We're after the bigmouth bass.
Yeah.
We're having a little private fishing game, tournament thing between the three of us. Josh, you gonna win this one this week? First time ever?
I can't see me losing this game with 4 monsters.
Yeah, you have about 11 inches long.
We got a fantasy football associate that calls in on our fantasy football radio show quite often. He talks about his fishing skills. And Bruce, you ever been fishing with Cav? Cav called in the other day talking about the Chickanominee and his skills at fishing and some kind of lure that he's made, homemade fishing lure.
Cav, you can't fish. I fished that Chickahominy both of them, the lake and the river. That's a shithole, man.
What's this homemade spinner fishing lure that he keeps bragging about he's making?
Colorful beads and hooks and worms and minnows and shit.
I was reading a local fishing magazine here in North Dakota, and I seen where they'd written a little piece about me, saying I was the best bigmouth bass fisherman in the state, and likely in the nation.
We already knew that, right, Terry?
I kind of figured it.
Woo!
Bruce, I tore up the smallmouth the other day.
I saw them pictures.
Josh, count us down to 10, and we'll pick our rods back up and start this fishing game back again.
10, 9, 8, 6, 4, 3, 5.
The hell's that? Forget about it. Let's finish off the show here. Bruce, the other day we was talking on the radio show. Captain Joe Vile called in, bragging about his walleye skills, catching them walleyes. I think North Dakota's the only state in the Union that anybody cares about a damn walleye. You might as well be fishing for catfish, dragging your night crawler across the bottom, drinking your beer. Bruce, go ahead and tell Captain Vile how to catch them walleyes. Pain in our ass.
Just throw a spinner bait. Jerry pulls up a 12-pound walleye. Not even fishing for it.
Slow rolling. Well, I want to end the show with a good story about me taking the son-in-law, Big Jesse, to Lake Nelson last year. Setting about the same time of the year we're at right now, early July. We got to the lake. He got his fishing rod, his tackle box out of the back seat and putting it in the boat. His tackle box, if you want to call a Walmart bag full of a bunch of swivels and leaders. He pulls his rod up, and he's got about an 18-inch steel leader on it with a swivel, 45-pound test, steel braided line, a bobber about the size of your head with a big old treble hook on the end of it. And I reached in my box and throwed him a crankbait and told him, swap all that fancy shit you got out and put this on there and throw right out in front of you, and we'll be catching some fish, some big-mouth bass. So I made a few casts. I cast about 5 times and brought in about five in a row. About 3 pounds apiece, biggest one maybe 4. Before long he was throwing out there and reeling them in. Once he got past the temptation to turn around and throw out towards the middle of the lake, and he started listening to me and throwing where I told him to, we was catching them left and right, just about every cast. And about an hour of this goes by, and I heard a big clunking noise in the back, and I turned around and looked, and there's Jesse with his feet propped up on the edge of the boat, his rod laying down in the floor. I asked him what's going on. He lit up his cigarette and told me he was done fishing for the day. And I reminded him, hell, we'd only been here an hour. He told me it wasn't no fun. It was like shooting monkeys. It was like shooting monkeys in a barrel. He wasn't having no fun.
Been loving some of that action.
Josh, it's not a fish. It wasn't a fish the first time you hit that tree. It wasn't a fish the 5th time you've hit that tree. And it wasn't a fish this time, which is about the 40th time. It's a tree.
Hopefully none of that damn Kentucky rubbed off me.